tracks today.
Yeah. I need them bands, run it up fast, stuffing them shits in the safe. Got me a spot out the way, nigga just tryna be safe. Leaving the house with the glizzy, nigga.
Let's get to the sports talk.
Played huge playoff minutes for the Jazz after being selected 13th overall in the 2017 draft. So, Jonathan, which rookies are most likely to play significant playoff minutes this upcoming season?
Well, Tyler Herro is a guy that I'm really looking forward to seeing.
You're speaking my language, Cavoni.
Miami
showing out.
They need shooting. I mean, Dion Waiters has played 120 games in the last 3 years.
Give me more Herro.
Goran Dragic barely played last year.
Yeah.
You know, you have Jimmy, who's going to handle the ball quite a bit, and then he's the perfect guy, honestly, to complement Jimmy because he can.
Yeah, Tyler Herro is gonna be a good piece for Miami. Like, he's a shooter, and it helped out. It spaced the floor a lot more for them, and it created a lot of scoring for them. That's where they could put up a lot of points. Like, by Jimmy Butler being a lead man, like being they number one option, and then have floor spacing and good shooting around you. It helped out a whole lot.
Shooter. He can come off screens. He can also play pick and roll. He can handle it. He can move it. And I mean, his confidence is not lacking.
Oh my God, he's got crazy swagger. This kid, like it's funny. He should have been like a 1980s or 90s Miami Hurricane. Is what he should have been, like a football player with the kind of swagger. Michael Irvin would be proud of that kid.
Throw him into a playoff game, I could see him knocking down 3 or 4 threes and just making the crowd go crazy. And so I think he's a guy that if the Heat do make it, I mean, they're going to have to stay healthy.
Right.
Will be interesting to watch. Other than him, Grant Williams.
I like Grant Williams, yeah.
Look at the Boston Celtics roster. They don't have a single power forward out there. And they're going to play a lot of Gordon Hayward at the 4, Jason Tatum at the 4, maybe Jaylen Brown at the 4. But Grant Williams might be their starting power forward right now. And they're...
He might start because they lost Al Horford to the Sixers. So it's a good timing for Grant Williams. And that's a good drive by them. Grant Williams had a good career at Tennessee. And he went to a Boston, good organization that have a good team over there. So he'd fit in right in with a good starting lineup. Since they had a powerful right there no more, he could slide in and start right there. And he could space the floor as well. He can shoot the ball good too to space the floor for them. That's a good opportunity for him coming into the season as a rookie.
Dave said that he's looking great right now in training camp. They had an excellent summer league. His basketball IQ is so high. Physically, he's ready. His experience. He was one of the best players in college basketball the last 2 years. I mean, he's only 20 years old, so it's a guy that they're really excited about in Boston.
Low key, I like their draft. I think Carson Edwards actually is an NBA player. I think more of a second unit type player, but I like him as well.
Yeah, and Romeo Langford,
right?
Their lottery pick.
Yeah.
So, and don't forget about the great Taco Fall.
Right.
Taco.
I mean, he had guys literally dressed in taco outfits in some of them. Yeah, and it is
different
Tuesday.
type of taco.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's head back to the college ranks for this last topic. Jonathan, which college freshman is most likely to fill Zion's huge shoes?
I don't see anybody, honestly. I mean, Zion is a once-in-a-generation player. A guy like that, you just can't expect it to happen year after year for you.
Yeah.
But with that said, I think there are a few guys that are going to be very interesting to keep an eye on. James Wiseman, the number 1 player in our mock draft right now, playing at Memphis, 7'1", athletic freak, incredible frame, can step out, can shoot threes, runs the floor, pick and roll finisher, can also protect the rim. I mean, physically, a dominant player.
Yeah, that's going to be a big shooter to fill at Duke, because when he sat there before he left for the NBA, like he set a high value to step in. Now that's gonna be a tough task to do at Duke, but freshmen come in and be good and be one and done, and always some top firms gonna come in, but Zion was like a top, like that's a big shoes to fill for coming in at Duke.
After him, Cole Anthony, I mean, he's going to put up huge numbers. You saw what Kobe White did in Roy Williams' system last year in North Carolina. He's going to be, the ball is going to be in his hands, and he's going to be asked to do quite a bit for them. He's going to be an all-ACC player and potentially a top 3 pick. Other than him, Nico Mannion, Red Mamba from Arizona, another fun guy. Anthony Edwards from Georgia. I'm looking forward to seeing him play. Kind of an Eric Gordon type, a freak athlete, can really shoot off the dribble. And then you have the international players, Teo Maledon, Denny Avdia, not college basketball, but it's going to be a funny year this year because a lot of the most interesting guys are not playing college.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think that you have so many European guys in that higher tier of prospects?
Well, the last 2 years have been really weak for international players. Other than Doncic, there wasn't a single lottery pick the past 2 seasons. There was only like 4 first-round picks out of Europe. That's like historically low. And so I think this is a year that the pendulum swings back, and we're seeing a really strong generation of European players. Starting with Maledon and Denny Avdia, who are both important players already at the highest level of European basketball. And then you see the guys that flock to Australia, RJ Hampton, Lamelo Ball. I mean, these are players that would be, faces of a college basketball team right now. I mean,
some people go overseas and get ready for the NBA because they playing against grown men already. Like Lamelo, he playing against people. It's like the NBL. It's just like the NBA. It's getting ready for the NBA. Like playing against grown men and getting ready to when he enter his game into the draft and get him prepped for that. Elevate his game to be ready when he head to the next level. Like he already at the next level, but I'm talking about the NBA. Like once he go against all like the top players when he get up there, like they're just getting him ready. That's why most of the people just skip college and go straight to overseas to get prepped for that NBA run for them, so they could be drafted high, at least be ready to play in the big leagues.
LaMelo Ball would be must-watch TV every night if he were on ESPN playing college basketball. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen. We're going to have to tune into, wherever at 3 o'clock in the morning to watch him play with the Illawarra Hawks. But, Melo Ball is the guy that NBA scouts are going to be traveling across the globe to watch.
What kind of comp do you have for LaMelo Ball?
I mean, people compare him to his brother, obviously.
Right.
I mean, that kind of feel for the
But he feels like he's a better scorer than his brother, doesn't he?
And him and his brother have a different type of game. Melo score a lot more. Lonzo, he's a passer first. And floor general, he's more basket and score. He'll pass sometimes. It's just a different game between them two.
Potentially. I mean, we'll see how the jump shot translates. We saw the Drew League stuff here. It's yet to be seen, how that funky form, is kind of going to work for him at the pro level. But, his basketball IQ being 6'7", being able to play pick and roll and pass the way he does, that's just special.
You're awesome, dude. This is why you're the draft expert.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights,